Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great weekend. Today I wanted to take this opportunity, and since it's a weekend, you might have the time to learn something new. It's not something that you haven't heard before, but I thought that this would be a good time since since we're just like around 2 weeks away from the new year, and people start to think about taking New Year resolutions and all that. So why not write a book? You know, and the biggest problem that I've noticed, or the biggest issue that people have with writing a book, is not the writing part of it. What to do with it is to do with what they have to do with the content that they have written. How do they get published? What are the different ways to get published? And how do they get it edited, designed, marketed? And because writing is just, I would say, around 60% of what goes into the book. Yeah, I mean, it is the core of the book, the heart of the book. But then you cannot just present the written content in the like the way they you have just written it or typed it in a document. So you need to package your content in such a way that it is um, accessible to people, and it is when people look at it, they get the urge to read it. So that's where the marketing comes, and also the design of the book. It should be designed in such a way where it is appealing to the reader. Even though many people mistakenly think that design doesn't really play a big part in the book, but it plays a very major role when it comes to marketing the book. So all this, the writing part, editing, design, marketing, publishing could be overwhelming. And also, it is a sad truth that not everyone can get their books published by the big publishers. So there has to be a way for the general new debut author in order to get their book published. So the easiest way for you to get your book published is through self-publishing. So actually, self-publishing is a misnomer. It conveys a message, uh, a wrong message, where the term itself conveys a meaning that everything has to be done by the writer. No, it is self-publish. The other better term would be independent publishing. That also has another take on it. I mean, what is independent publishing? Independent from what? Independent from corporate shackles, independent from what? So I want to take a new look at this, and I have called it personal publishing. So it is to do with what the writer wants to do with their work. They have spent so much time, so many years. Sometimes it takes years for a person to come out with the content that they have written it. And once they have written it, and it goes to a publisher or an editor, some sort of creative freedom of the writer or the author is taken away. And once it gets published, again, the writer or the author is dependent on the publisher when it comes to the financial aspect of the book, the royalties. So instead of calling it self-publishing or independent publishing, I want to create an ecosystem, or we have created an ecosystem where the creative freedom lies with the author. Even the financial certainty or the economical thing about the whole writing and publishing process stays completely with the writer, and that's how it should be. The author has put in so many efforts, and yeah, and so did the other people, and they have got paid for their services. But when it comes to the royalties, the authors get the get taken for a ride. So I would like to call it personal publishing, and in that direction, I've been working on something called an ecosystem, and I we have named it as Freedify Personal Publishing Ecosystem. So here the word Freedify is important. The term Freedify is important because our motto is edifying the creative freedom and edifying the freedom. So everything depends upon how free the author or the writer feels with respect to the entire process of publishing and with respect to the royalties earned on it. And there's a lot of misinformation, and also, when it comes to for the sake of simplicity, I would be calling it self-publishing, even though I have stated my reasons why that is a misnomer. Anyway, so there is a lot of misinformation about the whole process of self-publishing. First of all, it conveys a message that everything has to be done by the writer or the author, which is wrong. And the second thing is, uh, it is somehow looked down upon than from the traditional publishing, the publishing being done by the big houses. But many of the authors uh, that who are currently doing great, even authors like J.K. Rowling, Chetan Bhagat, Amish Tripathi, and many others to name, have forayed into the writing, into the publishing world as self-published authors, right? So it is a first step. Yes, I'm not saying that traditional publishing is the the big corporate evil or anything. No, anyone, even I, want to get published by Penguin or by any of the big publishers. I didn't want to take any names because I don't want to uh, you know ruffle up any feathers. But for a person who has just got into the field of writing, for them the easiest way to publish their book is self-publishing. So here the focus is on freedom, the focus is on accessibility, and the focus is on reproducibility. Once you have had the know-how of how to publish your book on your own, personally, personal publishing, then and once you know, once you take the help of professionals in those particular areas of marketing, editing, and all that, you get to know how to deal with the traditional publisher when you get to a point where you have published several number of books and your work is being noticed, and definitely it will be noticed by the big publishing houses, and that's when you have a say in how your work is being dealt with them. So here at Aditya Knowledgeverse, we take pride in the educated integration of new age technologies such as AI, especially generative predictive text models, GPT models, into our work routine to enhance, strengthen, and scale up our operational abilities. So, right from the public release of the GPT models, we have spent months trying to understand how best to use AI GPT models for ethical content generation without infringing upon the copyright and intellectual property of genuine authors and their content. So the onus is to help writers and authors utilize the research and idea generation capabilities of the GPT models. The focus has always been on the end user managing their time, finances, and skills efficiently and economically for maximum benefits, creativity, and productivity. To this end, we are proud to present a PowerPoint presentation for the general public as part of our educational initiative to inform them about the benefits of publishing, especially self-publishing, and as we like to call it, personal publishing. So let's start off. Uh, in the first slide, you can see the how self-publishing has been transformed with the advent of AI. I'm not going to go into the history of self-publishing. That is for another presentation. But as you can see in the slide here, it is scalable. It helps in idea generation, ease of implementation. It takes minimum learning curve, and it is accessible by anyone. And so how is it useful in generating innovative ideas? AI tools can assist authors in brainstorming and generating fresh ideas for their books by analyzing trends, reader preferences, and existing literature. These tools can suggest unique concepts that resonate with target audiences. So, how does AI-driven idea generation work? As I said, it would enhance the idea generation using various tools and also the author's creativity. So, it is an synchronization of the tools and the author's creativity. So, it's not just AI telling you what to write. It is the author giving their specific inputs and the AI tools which have been chosen for the specific task. Not all AI tools can do what an author wants. So there is a specific number of AI tools, and the author puts in a very specific prompt, not a generalized prompt. So once the prompt is entered into the AI tool, it will throw out some ideas by going through the data that it has stored. Okay, and it is up to the author to recognize what to use and what not to use. So here the author's intelligence would come into play. And what are the benefits? The biggest benefit is if you're writing a book, you would definitely want your book to make it big, right? So you need to know the market trend, which topics. If you are into nonfiction, and especially I'm into nonfiction, and I'm also into historical fiction. So when I'm writing a book on nonfiction, okay, I recently published a book called Great Your Expectations. That is to do with how to break away from the shackles of over expectations. So now I had the content, I had the idea, I used AI. I'm putting it out there for everyone. I use AI to generate the ideas and also to brush up the content a bit. And I also use AI based, mostly that I used AI was for the research. Uh, and it helped me immensely in getting all publicly available information with respect to that particular topic, personality development, how to develop one's self-image, how to overcome expectations. So in that way, AI will help in trend analysis, idea generation, and it will also give you diverse perspectives by giving you various examples. So here you can see trend analysis, diverse perspectives, and idea generation come together, and they help the author come up with specific ideas. So conducting thorough research, like I've been saying, research is a crucial step in the writing process. AI-enabled tools can streamline this by quickly gathering relevant information, statistics, references, saving authors valuable time. Okay. Second thing is, here's a generalized roadmap. What are the benefits? Like this presentation is to do with the benefits of AI-driven self-publishing. So time savings, information gathering, AI tool activation, identity search need. So how are the time savings realized? Author saves time due to AI efficiency. When compared to human efficiency, it would take, if not days, it would take at least, if not hours, it would take at least a couple of days or maybe a week or two for a human to gather that information. And if it is a new debut author or a writer, they would not have the resources or they would not have a team. So rather than spending money and time on getting the information through a third party, they can try getting the information through AI tools. And most of the time, yeah, it is up to the author to verify the authenticity and originality. Yes, that is there. But most of the research or most of the content that is there in AI is not false. Okay, there are concerns about copyright, but the not all the information there is gibberish. It has been taken from reliable sources, the authentic sources. The information that it spews out is also reliable and authentic, right? So you can save, the author can save time, and this is all about information gathering. So AI gathers relevant data and statistics, and so first, how it starts is the author realizes the importance of time. So they know that they can use the AI for information gathering. They would activate the tool and they would identify the research need. So author recognizes the need for information, and that's how this whole process goes on. So what are the benefits? Speed, obviously, speed, readily compile data from multiple sources, accuracy, access to up to date information and credible references, comprehensiveness, ensure thorough coverage of topics. So, yeah, so like I've just said, comprehensiveness, speed, and accuracy. Third, writing assistance. Okay, AI writing assistants can help authors draft their manuscripts by providing suggestions, improving sentence structure, and enhancing overall readability. So I use Grammarly a lot and for short form text, and I also strongly suggest ProWriting 8. And pseudo write is another awesome thing. Novel AI. If you are someone who wants to go or dig a bit deeper, you can also use Scrivener. It's an awesome tool. But I think for a non-fiction writer and with respect for reference generation, citation generation, and everything, Grammarly does the work beautifully. So I use Grammarly a lot, ProWriting 8, and also Quillbot, okay, to paraphrase and to also to get the sentence structure, because Grammarly and all these tools have a set of settings. I mean, they have settings where you can set the tone, how you want it to sound. Do you want it to sound inspirational, professional, funny, quirky? So there are different ways. So in that way, it would improve the sentence structure, and it would also save the editor time while editing the manuscript. Okay, it is of paramount importance to get your manuscript edited. Okay, you cannot depend on AI to edit your manuscript. You need human intelligence to get your manuscript edited, because the emotional quotient is not present in AI. It is it is just there to generate text. So it would generate text without any bias, which is good, but without any bias, at the same time you lose the emotion. I'm not saying that having an emotion is something biased, but you get it, right? So the emotional aspect is lost if you just use the text cut and dry for using an AI tool, right? So the enhancing the manuscript quality, as you can see in the image here, drafting suggestions, readability enhancement, and sentence structure improvement. So what are the benefits? Real-time feedback. You can receive instant suggestions for improvement, grammar and style checks, ensure polished writing, content expansion, generate additional content based on existing text. This I used extensively in my other book called The Audacity to Self-Publish, in which I have given examples of how the writer may have a core idea and they want to expand on it, but they don't have the direction on how to go about it, or they don't have enough information or enough information on that particular subject. So definitely you can use AI to do that content expansion for you by giving you new ideas, and based on those new ideas, the context will be given to the author. The author will generate, they will write it based on the contextual ideas being given by AI, right? So let's go. So how AI tools are writing. So this is a nice graphic. Real-time feedback, grammar and style check, content expansion come together to enhance the writing quality. So the fourth benefit is editing and proofreading. Editing is often the most time-consuming part of the writing process, as I've already told you. AI tools can assist in proofreading and editing, ensuring that the final manuscript is error-free and professionally polished. So to give you a quick look on the different types of editing, developmental editing, copy editing, line editing, and proofreading. Proofreading is to do with all with the grammatical and the punctuation mistakes or errors that may be. So developmental edit can be done for a little bit based on the idea generation aspect of the AI, but copy editing and line editing is a more strenuous task which can be simplified for the human editor, where the common mistakes, if again coming to AI tools like Grammarly and ProWriting It, Quillbot, they can pick out the common mistakes, common spelling mistakes, punctuation marks, right? So this would save time for the editor to pay more attention to the contextual, the core, the for the feel of the book, so they can spend more time in idea generation to polish the content of the book so that it would be appealing to the target audience. So how refining the manuscripts with AI? So AI assisted proofreading, error correction and polishing. So this is like a top to down process which will help the editor spend more time in increasing the quality of the content. So again, automated proofreading, the benefits: identify grammatical errors and typos, style consistency, maintain a consistent tone and style throughout, enhance clarity, improve the overall flow and coherence of the text, right? So enhance clarity, automated proofreading, style consistency. This, if you are going to do it by yourself, it's going to take a lot of time. I'm not saying that you cannot do it. You can do it, but it's going to take a whole lot of time. So for that, if you have an AI assistant, it is like having a virtual assistant sitting next to you and helping you with timely inputs, so that when you give your manuscript to be edited by a professional editor, it does not, the professional editor does not have to waste time trying to pick out typos and punctuation marks and trying to figure out the continuity of the content and the structure of the content. They can focus on what they are trying to do, which is to polish the text to make it more uh, suitable. The quality of the text or the content should be more. They will work on it so that it would appeal to the target audience. Marketing strategies. Now, this is the best part that the AI can come up with. Okay, in order to for an author to create, for a self-published author, for a personally published author, for them to market their book is, I would call, an uphill task, because you cannot expect the author to have marketing skills. But AI, and with its different tools, can help you how to start an organic marketing campaign. Also, paid marketing campaign using the different platforms that we have, social media and whatnot. So it can help you in generating marketing strategies. Once the book is ready for publication, AI tools can help authors develop effective marketing strategies tailored to their target audience. So how does AI driven marketing for self-publishing work? So uh, uh, they can track the performance of the published book by monitoring and analyzing campaign results. It can help in generating engaging content for promotion, content creation, designing and scheduling marketing campaigns, campaign planning, identifying and understanding the audience, target audience analysis, which is the core, the pillars of marketing, right? So benefits: audience analysis, identify and understand target demographics; content creation, generate engaging market materials such as social media posts and email campaigns; performance targeting, analyzing marketing efforts and adjust strategies accordingly. So here is another infographic citing the same. So the sixth benefit is publishing options. So it opens up different avenues now. It opens up different, AI opens up different platforms for the author to publish, right? Ebook, print on demand, audiobook. Now there are also something called these, video kind of books, TikTok books. Okay, so there's like so many different avenues that uh, publishing options that AI will help you to harness to their fullest potential. So AI tools can simplify the publishing process, whether authors choose to release their work as an ebook, paperback, or audiobook. So ebooks, paperbacks, and audiobooks, simplified publishing process. It will unify the publishing solutions, right? So the benefits. Uh, as you know, for ebook the format is different. For an audiobook, the way the script is written is different, and obviously for the print, the way that the text is formatted, the content is formatted is different. So format conversion, easily convert manuscripts into various formats. Distribution channels, access multiple platforms for publishing. Cost effectiveness, reduce expenses associated with traditional publishing. Sorry, I lost audio in between. And distribution channels, so they can access multiple platforms for publishing. And cost effectiveness, this brings down the end cost of marketing, because, and also even if the author is going to employ the services of a marketing agency, it is always better for the author to know what is going on. If they have a slight idea of how the marketing is going to work, then they would have more control of the whole process. So the focus of personal publishing is creative control and financial certainty, right? So you cannot expect the author not to know or not to ask questions. And like if you get into a situation where you do not know about what is being what is going to go with what is going to be done with the marketing, then you may be taken for a walk, right? So it is always better for the author to know what is going on so that they can have certain control over the process, right? So that's where the cost effectiveness also comes in, where the if the author has the time, or if they delegate a team, and the author would give their inputs to the team, and the team would try to create a campaign as per the requirements of the author. So this is where the cost effectiveness and the time management comes. It reduces the expenses associated with traditional publishing. So like we discussed, format conversion, multiple formats, easy conversion, distribution channels, wide reach, platform variety, cost effectiveness, lower cost, efficient resources. All these are the AI enabled publishing benefits. The seventh one is ease of implementation. Okay. Now, comparing, when I talk about implementation, I'm going to compare the personal publishing or the self-publishing with traditional publication, right? So first, the author writes their content. It has to be first pitched to the publishing house. The publishing house will check to see whether it would sit in with their current marketing trends, whether this particular content that they've been given can be published this season or next season. So it's a never ending process. Here, with self-publishing and with the harnessing the AI potential, everything is up to the author. They can self-publish it as and when they want, and they can self-publish it and market it effectively, because they have the tools ready at their hand, the design tools, the marketing tools, and the distribution tools ready at hand. So the ease of implementation of the process becomes so much more accessible, right? So one of the most significant advantages of AI enabled tools is the ease of implementation. Many platforms are user friendly and require little to no technical expertise, allowing authors to focus on their creative process. So creative freedom, that's what we've been talking about, right? So ease of AI tool implementation. So the like again, focus on creativity, user-friendly platforms, and minimal technical expertise. The benefits, again, like I just said, accessibility, available on various devices and platforms. So this is another infographic. Next is the most important thing is scalability. Now that once you have published a book or two, can you use the same process to maybe publish 10 more books? Who's stopping you? What's stopping you? If you have done the earlier publishing process correctly, effectively, and optimally using the potential of AI, what's stopping you? This is just the beginning. You can go ahead and completely publish your entire work just by yourself. You don't have to depend upon a publishing house, right? So you can scale up. You can help other authors. You can help other writers become published authors. So and you can create different uh, merchandise. You can merchandise your book by creating maybe summary books, maybe so many things. You can easily scale. The book is just the beginning of your next big business idea. You can use that book to leverage your brand, you as your brand, by scaling it up into different things, right? So AI tools allow authors to scale their self-publishing efforts efficiently. As their writing career grows, they can leverage these technologies to manage larger projects and reach wider audiences. So maybe you're just publishing it on Amazon Kindle for Indian market, right? Now AI has the capability to translate your work into different languages, into almost all the known languages on the planet. Okay, yeah, maybe the grammar is going to suck, but you have the editors to do it. So like I am going to translate my two books into my mother tongue Telugu. Okay, for that I'm using AI. I have translated it, the rough translation, that's what I call the rough translation, like the rough draft. I have translated it so that I can get an idea of, okay, because not all emotions that are written in English can be captured in the same way in Telugu, right? So the phraseology has to be changed, the context needs to be. But first, I want to get to know the sound of it, how it would sound in my mother tongue, Telugu. So I used Google Translate to translate that entire PDF into Telugu. Yeah, I mean, some of it was uh, quite hilarious, the translation, but at least I got to know how it's going to sound in my language, and based on that, since my mother tongue is Telugu, I can translate it myself. And once I've translated it myself, that's not going to be the end. I'm going to take the help of an editor who's going to help me correct the grammar and the style in Telugu. But if I just take this book, the English book, and give it to the translator, okay, they would be wasting so much time trying to again do idea generation on how this is to be done, this is to be done. And if they have something already there, they can say, okay, all right, so this is how the literal translation is. How can I develop? How can I make it better? Instead of just sitting there reading the whole book, and then it's so much time efficient time wise, right? So AI tools in self-publishing, efficient project management, wider audience reach, enhanced productivity and growth opportunities. So adaptability, easily adjust strategies based on changing needs. Resource management, optimize time and effort across multiple projects. That's what I was talking about, the translation project. Growth potential, expand and reach without overwhelming workload, right? So strategic synergy in self-publishing, the adaptability, resource management, and growth potential will definitely enhance your self-publishing efficiency. So in conclusion, integrating AI-enabled tools into your self-publishing journey can significantly enhance every aspect of the process from ideation to publication. With their ease of implementation, minimal learning curve, accessibility, and scalability, these tools empower authors to maximize their creative potential and increase their chances of success in the competitive world of self publishing. So, it is time to embrace the future of publishing and unlock the full potential of your writing with AI. So, what are you waiting for? 15 days left for the new year. You have to publish your book this year. You are going to publish this book, your book this year. Okay, tathastu, inshallah, amen. It's going to happen. And you have help from people who have been dealing with AI since the time that it has come into the public domain. That is, since like people like me, I'm not saying that I'm the only one, there are others. Okay, so people like Freedify Personal Publishing Ecosystem and others who can help you. So make use of this, but do it ethically and do it keeping in mind that you don't infringe on the copyright or the intellectual property of somebody else's content. You see, there is a very thin line between inspiration and copying, right? So somebody can say that I got inspired by this movie, and if they copy the entire movie, dialogue to dialogue, screen by screen, or clip by clip, that's not called inspiration. That's called plain copying. I can say I got inspired for the title of my book, Great Your Expectations, from Charles Dickens's Great Expectations. I just tweaked the spelling of the word great, G-R-E-A-T, to G-R-A-T-E, because that's set in very well with the theme of my book, with the message of my book, right? And then I also gave an example of Charles Dickens, how he had a lot of expectations about his work going above and beyond, but then it didn't happen so much as he had expected in his own lifetime. So he also suffered from over expectation. So I mean, you get it, right? So use AI to increase efficiency. Use AI for idea generation. Use AI for minimizing your workload. And I mean, I'm not saying that AI just go to these. There are some tools which will help you write a book, but that is not you, right? So your voice and your tone and your emotion and your heart is not there in that. Ask AI. Ask it a very structured prompt. That's what the new concept, the prompt engineering concept, comes in. So don't ask it generalized questions. Ask it a prompt in such a way that it understands what you're looking for and delegate the tasks to it. So one of the methods in prompt engineering is called RISE. I'm going to speak more on how to use AI for prompt engineering, especially for how to do prompt engineering for writing. So that's going to come up later in the education series that we have planned. So thank you so much. I didn't want it to go for 30-40 minutes. Let's see if I can edit it and make it better. But thank you so much for your time. Have a beautiful and a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.